Hello, hello, hello. It's coffee time. We're doing it again. We're reading the Daily Mail website, so you don't have to. What a wonderful world. What a wonderful world it is. So what have we got today? I do not know. I imagine there'll be lots of World Cup news. Now, do we cover the World Cup? Or do we boycott it? I don't know. But anyway, Saudi Arabia just beaten Argentina. Apparently they were one of the favourites. 2-1. They beat them. Good. Good. What have we got? Again, I haven't looked at the news this morning. So let's have a look. What have we got? Top baby names? Is that a story? 100 most popular baby names revealed. Who's at the top? Who's at the top? Well, for girls, it's Sophia, which has knocked off Olivia off the top spot, and Noah has been beaten by Mohammed again. I think Mohammed's been a popular name for many years. So yeah. Second on the girls is Lily. Third is Olivia. 4 is Isla. 5 is Ava. 6 is Amelia. 7 is Freya. 8 is Aria. 9 is Maya. And 10 is Ivy. So for the boys, like so we had Mohammed at 1, Noah at 2, Theo at 3, Leo at 4, Olivia at 5, Jack at 6, 7 for George, 8 Luca, 9 Ethan, and 10 for Freddie there. Wow. Well, Darren's not going to be on there. Darren's a made up name, only starting in the 50s apparently. That's what I've read. But yeah, you can see the whole list. There's loads of them. Loads of names. I wonder if there's any Verities or Herberts on there. I do not know. But there you go. If you pause the video, you can see if your favourite name is on the list. God, slow news day, I guess. Slow news day. Meanwhile, the fallout of the Qatar World Cup. Gary Neville was a pundit. He used to be a footballer player, but he's a pundit now. But apparently, he came out fighting because he'd been criticised for going to Qatar and taking the money. He tried to justify it by having a pop at King Charlie and Prince William, saying, well, if they can take fees, then so can I. It's fair dues. Again, there's nothing wrong with these people doing this. It just means that they like money more than their morals. It's just, that's the issue. That's all there is to this, because we know that Qatar has many issues going on. Not just that they are obviously an Islamic state which doesn't look kindly on homosexuals, but there's also the whole the way they treat migrant workers. I mean, people just disappear, people die, people are forced into slavery. It's it's not, again, a lot of these these Arab countries run things very differently to Europe and the Western world. So again, we either when in Rome, do as the Romans do, or we criticise and stay away. That's the choice. Them's the choices. But yeah, they're having a go at David Beckham as well. The publisher of gay magazine Attitude has had a go at him, saying he's turning a blind eye to corruption. Wow. And do you know what they've done? They've removed his cover from their offices. Oh man, I mean, David Beckham's going to be tossing and turning. Meanwhile, the Iranians, they celebrated losing to England. Well done. Yeah, that's good sports of them. I see people going through the streets of Tehran with a Union flag on the back of their motorbike, and people were cheering, "Come on, come round again, Come round, there he is. Way, God save the king. Indeed. And you can't wear rainbow hats or t-shirts. There's a crackdown of people. I think it was the Welsh fans were going in wearing rainbow hats, and yeah, they're confiscating their rainbow hats and their rainbow t-shirts. You will not be admitted. But what if you just like rainbows? I mean, really? Meanwhile, one punter's nursing his wounds. He lost $160,000 betting on Argentina to beat Saudi Arabia. Oh dear. That's not good, is it? Mind, you've got something for the dads here. The Argentinian fans decided to show a bit of flesh again, because there's been a relaxation of dress codes because it's the World Cup. Normally this wouldn't be allowed in Qatar, but like I say, we have the Argentinian fans enjoying themselves. Like I say, this is something for the dads. Easy on the eye, I think they call it. I'm sure they'll be arrested outside. Even the men, same for the ladies now, even the men have got their shirts off. This is what we like to see. Equality there. This is what's passing for news, I'm afraid. I just can only apologise for the general poor quality. Air fryers are sold out everywhere, apparently. Yeah, we got one, a new one. We had an old one, but there was a new one, Tefal one, which I've been test driving last night. Couldn't quite understand the manual, so went a little bit wrong. But I'm getting there. Because it's got it can do two things at once. But I got the timer wrong. I'm going to figure it out. But I do swear by them. If you're ever thinking of getting an air fryer, do give them a go, because they are. Yeah, I think they're really, really, really good. They reckon it's a strike mare before Christmas, because G4S, they're a security company. They do well. They I'll explain why that's a problem. They are the company that takes the money around to all the shops and banks. And yeah, 1,200 G4S security staff are going to strike. Now the thing is, I thought we were moving more towards electronic, e-money, and electronic transfers. So surely it wouldn't be so much of a problem now. Just get people to pay using their debit cards. But yeah, apparently banks and supermarkets are facing a festive cash crisis. I mean, they talk a big game in the Daily Mail. And the RMT are also going to be announcing more rail walkouts. So yeah, you won't be able to get anywhere either. Hooray! Hooray! Anyway, this is scary news. This is NHS news. 1 in 5 NHS trusts get a red baby death rating. Yeah, there's been a new audit which reveals that mortality rates for women during pregnancy or within a year of giving birth is more than 5% above the average recorded in other countries. This is the again, how do you say? Is it Embrace? That's the Mothers and Babies Reduce Risk Through Audit and Confidential Inquiries organisation. The report from them. The figure is actually up 50%. On the 14 trusts of 2019 when they did a similar study. 229 mothers died alongside 27 of their babies from 2018 to 2020, with many of the deaths being judged as being avoidable. A further 289 women would die between 6 weeks and a year after birth. It's quite shocking, isn't it, really? But a couple of trusts did actually reply. University Hospital Dorset said the trust examined the cases behind the data and found no consistent themes, whereas the Liverpool Women's Foundation Trust said outside factors, including deprivation, influenced the trust's higher mortality rates. Well, they're obviously shifting the blame elsewhere, but I guess there could be external factors as well. Car News, they reckon that the handbrake the handbrake will be disappearing in a decade. Yeah, the manual handbrake. I reckon by 2030, the old that's crank will be gone because it's all been replaced by electronic systems. Wow! And guess what? Those electronic systems are more expensive to fix. Of course they are. Of course they are. Oh, this is some good footage. This is Julius Cools, and he goes to show that not all superheroes wear capes. As I guess it's in a food shop. A knifeman comes in, and he ends up he pulls a knife on the woman, and he steps in and tackles him. He's a braver man than I, mind you. Again, when adrenaline catches you, who knows what you will do? But give that man a medal or an award. Yeah. The sad fact is that his own 14-year-old son was fatally stabbed last year. And so, yeah, Julius Cools, 47, stepped in when the man began to threaten a woman in his Caribbean food shop, Cools Kitchen, South Norwood, on October the 21st. Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy what people would do. But yeah, he managed to. I mean, it could have gone a bad way, But luckily, it went out. It went well for Mr. Cools. Very brave man. Have you ever lost your phone? Have you ever dropped it in the sea? What happened to Claire Atfield? She dropped her iPhone 8 Plus while paddleboarding off the coast of her hometown in Avon, in Hampshire. That's on the south coast. And there's a little graphic there of where it was. Well, anyway, she was shocked. Why was she shocked? Because this happened on August the 4th, 2021. She fell off of her paddleboard and realised that her phone had slipped from the lanyard and had gone beneath the waves. But it was tucked into a waterproof phone bag, and she thought, well, that's it. But anyway, a local dog walker from nearby Eastney Beach tracked her down 460 days later, claiming he had her phone. And indeed he did. And so she got the phone back, and the bag included her bank cards and the medical cards and everything. And here she is, looking quite happy. And guess what? The phone worked. The phone still worked. There you go. So she got it back this November and lost it August 2021. That's pretty good. That's a good advert for iPhones, isn't it? But well done you. Oh, now this is again more heroes without capes. This is Newcroft Primary Academy School in Shepshed in Leicestershire or Leicester. Sure. What we've got here is a number of parents creating a little picket line to stop people parking on the pavements and doing dangerous driving, dangerous parking. And again, if you've ever done the school run, you know what it's like. It is like taking your life into your hands. Yeah, the campaign has grown in recent days outside the Newcroft Primary Academy School, where increased numbers of parents parking dangerously in and around zigzagging lines around the school have been reported. Because again, it gets a bit hairy out there. I mean, I've seen people, having stand-up arguments about parking spaces outside schools, and that's without the continual traffic that you get. Meanwhile, we're complaining that our kids are are fat, morbidly obese, and not getting enough exercise. So it's a contradictory nature of humanity at the moment. But yeah, the first series of what they've been called the parent picket lines began on Thursday, November the 10th, and they continue to do it every day and are looking unlikely to stop. Kelly Colk, one of those involved, told the paper, "We shouldn't have to do this, but we feel we must as people are being put at risk all the time. The amount of near misses we've seen is too many." There we go. And yeah, again, pavement parking is my bugbear. That really annoys me, and as soon as they outlaw that, the better. Mind you, should we do this? This is a... Well, no, we'll come back to that one. It's an animal story. I'll come back to that, because we'll finish on this one. Yeah, I don't like that story. Don't like that story. There's some horrible stories on here today. Meanwhile, have you been to the supermarket? Like, have you seen the price of Lurpak? Well, anyway, shocked shoppers at Co-op have found that they've started putting essentials behind security panels. And you're probably thinking, oh, what, like makeup and things like that, because they can be expensive. No, we're talking cleaning products. Do you have to ask the assistant? Can I have some soap powder, please? Can I? And if you want, again, baby milk, that is also in a security cage. I guess and look, they're putting security tags on the milk. They'll be tagging the eggs next. Tagging the eggs. Oh, yeah. So it looks like the Co-op, and this was up at one of their Manchester stores. Manchester can get a bit airy up there. Yeah, but it looks like the Co-op are following Tesco and Aldi, because they've also reported security tags being fixed to items such as milk and cheese and meat. I mean, here's some cheese with security tags on. That's some expensive cheese. I mean, really? What do you think? Do they people like steal the cheese and take it to the pub? It's, I mean, God, what a world we live in. Meanwhile, Ofgem slams 70 energy suppliers struggling even. I should put the right teeth in. Struggling to help families with the energy crisis. 17 energy suppliers have been blasted. Have they named them? Yes, they have. There's an infographic here. These are the ones. Oh, funny, because Ovo Energy's on there, and I think they've been given us 60 quid back for the last 2 months. So I don't know why Ovo on there, but yeah, following on from this, the government MPs are looking into why the energy industry is in the state it's in, and why, when these energy providers collapse and we, the consumer, have to pick up the bill via our standing charge, they're starting to cotton on that all the money's gone, that they clear these energy providers out. Now, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again because I want people to know what's going on. Many of these smaller energy providers, again, this has gone on for about 10 years, right, were created as what they call turnkey, off-the-shelf companies. There was a company out there that specialised in creating them. I read an article about this. This journalist cracked it open, and I wish I'd kept the bloody link so I could share it. But he investigated this, and this company created turnkey energy providing companies that you could go along for about a minimum investment, about 50k. You could have your own energy company, and many of these people did this so that they could get money in, because you have to pay in advance for your energy supply nowadays. You have to pay up front, and they use that as financial liquidity to fund other businesses that they own, and then funnel the money back in again to pay the costs. However, when energy prices even nudge up a slight bit, the whole house of cards falls down and the energy company collapses. And that's where we're at. And then the bills are passed on to us. These companies collapse with no one being held responsible, no one picking up the tab, and they just trot off, sucking millions, possibly billions of pounds out into their own businesses, and then it disappears, and no one's held accountable for it. And hopefully someone will figure this out. They'll follow the money, but they won't. But Jeremy Hunt, that's not rhyming slang, admits there's no easy path to the energy bills payout. It's costing the government $3 billion in the first month, with soaring debt interest helping push borrowing up. Well, again, if we this comes back to privatising the energy industry. This is Thatcher's legacy. I wish he was alive to see this, because the whole energy industry is corrupt and bankrupt, and it hasn't been helped by what happened in the mid-2000s when Tony Blair wanted to invest more money in nuclear power, and he got outvoted by everyone because, hey, we've got to save the planet. Yeah. Anyway, mind you, Tories are threatening to revolt over a socialist tax raid that we saw last week in the extra super mini autumn budget to fix the mini budget that happened before. Maybe the Tories want the country to go tits up. I do not know. Maybe they don't want anyone paying tax. They want the poor paying tax. They just don't want their rich chums paying tax, because that's not right, is it? Can't have the rich. Oh, I'm touched by the hand of God again. How's that getting in? I'll have to get closer. How's that? That's not good, is it? More football stories. No more football stories. Meanwhile, let's do some court news. This is, we're going to Westminster Council and a finance manager there. They've not named him, but they've called him an obsessive worker. He was sacked. He was a finance minister. He's been sacked for sexual harassment, and he became obsessed. Right, this person already, it's just yeah, just harassed. Actually, it's a she. She harassed 3 male colleagues. So, I'm reading this as I'm going. The finance manager asked for a birthday kiss from her boss, who had a girlfriend, insisting a married man should be her husband, and that they'd have the cutest babies. Now, this person took Westminster Council to an employment tribunal and lost an unfair dismissal case. But I wonder why they've not named her. I wonder why. It's a curious case, isn't it? Employment judge Sarah Goodman said she was not dismissed because there was a pattern of nuisance behaviour performed. Not just dismissed because there was a pattern of nuisance behaviour towards male colleagues she took a liking to, which could have been handled in another way. She was dismissed for making serious allegations of sexual predatory behaviour compounded by other vindictive, unnecessary acts. So, there you go. I think some people just can't handle flirting anymore. No, it's not good. Not good. What else have we got here? It's not very good. Not very good. I need some funny ones. Oh, here we go. I found our new place, missus. This is in St George's Hill in Weybridge, right? What's it called? Has he got a name? Has he got a name? No, it's the St George's Hill Estate, which is in Weybridge. Hasn't got a name, but look at this. Wow, look at that. I think this is it. We're gonna live here. I've decided. This is where we're going. Imagine me serving burger and chips there. What do you reckon? That'd be good. Swimming pool? Oh yeah. Go skinny dipping. Imagine that. No more trunks for me. And look at this kitchen. Imagine the pies I'd make. Imagine the pies. How much? Oh, you don't want to ask. You don't want to ask that. Look at the master bedroom. It's not bad, is it? How much? Oh, you don't want to ask. Don't ask. Have a guess. Go on. You're right. Okay. Go on, have a guess. No. 7 million quid. Oh, we'd only mess it up, wouldn't we? We'd only mess it up. So best not go for that one then. I think we'll give that one a miss. What do you reckon? Meanwhile, Quentin Tarantino says there are no stars anymore. And it's all because of Marvel movies, the Marvelisation of cinema, he claims. Because you don't have stars. Instead, the hero's the star. So it's an Iron Man movie. Iron Man. No, Robert Downey Jr., come on. I think Quentin's been a bit daft here. You know, Captain America star. Well, no, it's Chris Evans. No, not the DJ. The other one. I think he's kind of right and kind of wrong, because those movies have made stars of the stars in those movies, but people do go to see the hero. They don't necessarily go to see the person playing the hero, if you get my drift. So he's kind of right, but he's kind of wrong at the same time. He's Schrodinger's film critic. He's right and wrong at the same time. Yeah. What have we got here? No funny stories, I'm afraid. Mind you, good news, everybody. They've revealed the world's most deadliest bacteria. Yeah, this is the Institute of Health Metrics and Evaluation. Here we go, folks. What have we got there? Got lower respiratory infection. See, and you got gonorrhea is scoring quite low there. I guess that's Streptococcus aureus, which that's quite good. There's quite a lot of less there. And you've got pneumonia, E. coli. E. coli's scoring well. Got to die of something, I suppose. Just wash your hands. Just always constantly wash your hands all the time, and wear gloves. Oh dear. Meanwhile, more cult news. This is the gang of fly tippers. A gang of fly tippers that dumped and burnt rubbish on country lanes in Salisbury. And Luke Edwards and his gang, they were all a bit shy. They all had masks. Well, some people say, well, it's COVID, isn't it? No, it's no COVID anymore. It's gone. I mean, this guy, look at him. He tried to hide that way. Yeah. But it's Luke Edwards who's got he has the best disguise. Oh no, Jason Castle. He's gone for the double masked look. I mean, he does actually look like a Marvel superhero or villain. We call him Mask Face. But it's Luke Edwards himself who I think has got probably the greatest disguise I've ever seen. Marvel supervillain there. Conehead. I don't write any of this stuff. I'm sorry. I just make it up as I go along. So yeah, that's one way of not being snapped by the press, I suppose. I mean, does he take that cone around with him wherever he goes, or was it just a chance encounter? Meanwhile, if you're ever strapped for cash, right, and you're on the border of China and Pakistan, right, you might want to pop by this. What is this? This is the Khunjerab Pass ATM. It is the world's highest cash machine, yes, in terms of altitude. If you need your cash and you're up in the mountains, that's where you need to go. Imagine being the poor bugger that has to go up there and fill out the machine. Here it is on the map. There you go. The world's highest ATM. I'll give you the top stories. You can now use that one, can't you? In Trivial Pursuit. So no one plays Trivial Pursuit anymore, do they? Meanwhile, we've got selfie of the day. Yeah. And this is an LATAM Airlines plane that crashed on Friday, right, in Lima. And they stopped to take a selfie in front of the crash plane. I'd be running away screaming. I wouldn't be standing there taking bloody selfies. I think that's a Darwin Awards entrant, isn't it? But yeah, there you go. But we do have an animal story, and it's kind of apt really, because Anna's not feeling very well at the moment. Let's have a look at Dog Cam. There she is. She's not very well at the moment. We've taken her to the. Oh, all right. Just for your fans, just in case anybody's wants to see you. She hasn't been eating. She's not been eating very well. She hasn't been eating at all. She had a little drink today, but we've taken her to the vet and they've got some tablets and they think it might be her teeth. So next Wednesday, boy, it's going to be expensive. If she can make it till then, because I've got to get her to eat and she's not eating, so I'm very, very worried about it. But there you go. But anyway, this is Marley, the Labrador, right? Marley, the Labrador, went to the vet, and he was feeling poorly, right? And they were going to do a procedure to remove a tumour from him. But Vet Fraser Reddick was shocked because he found a 4-inch wide, 220 gram kidney stone. Look, here it is. Look at that. I like the look on the dog's face. It's like so. It's just not nonchalant. Huh? Yeah. It's a 4-inch stone in her abdomen. Or maybe that was something she swallowed. Maybe it wasn't a kidney stone. Was it a kidney stone or... No, it was actually a 4-inch rock from a bladder. It wasn't a kidney. It was actually a bladder stone. No, a real stone. It was a real stone. Yeah, obviously Marley. Oh, my mouse has gone wobbly. Obviously Marley had a bit of a thing for rocks, because these are some of the other pebbles they got from her stomach. There you go. And look, and here's the X-ray. It reminds me of that time when Alex swallowed the toy. We've actually got the picture, the X-ray of that. And eventually, it kind of finished him off. He swallowed a little. He thought it was a crisp. It was one of the kids' toys, and Mrs. threw down a crisp for him. He grabbed the toy instead. Terrible, terrible mistake, and it took like nearly a year for him to come out. Well, get stuck in him. And it kind of weakened him, but yeah. So yeah, don't let your animals. It's been a bit. I just feel a bit miserable now talking about sick animals. I feel a bit depressed. I'll see if there's anyone in the chat room. Anyone's going to cheer me up. Oh, there's nobody in today. Poet's in. Says, we appreciate your stream. I look forward to it. Do you really? That's nice. If you really appreciate it, you give me money. Left side said, big on emotion, on substance. Indeed. Payne says, if it's a lady, it could be Cone Anne. Andrew asked if she's better. Well, she was very, very sick. Very, very sick in the kitchen earlier, but the missus did a good job of cleaning it up, you know. Oh dear, Squirrel Busters doesn't like me. Oh, that's a shame. Looks like you're going to have to get blocked. I've blocked you before, haven't I? Oh. Well, if I'm not interested and you don't like me, then why don't you make a channel and tell us all about it and we can watch your content? I do this for the few people that do enjoy what I do, you know. There might be some out there, probably not. But there you go. But it doesn't matter, does it? Because I do this for the missus, because we watch this when we eat our lunch and she really finds it funny. So there you go. And she says I've got to do it, otherwise I won't get my allowance. You know, she'll kick me out of the house. Remember. It's not. That's the thing. Oh, if only they knew the truth, but they don't. Anyway, thank you for watching. That was coffee time. I think I've done enough damage for today with my boring content which nobody wants, but it doesn't matter. This is about me and what I want. and we'll do this all again soon. Yes, that was the news. You got to drink it up. Ta-ta.